Members of the British Parliament gathered at the Palace of Westminster expressed their condolences and an oath of loyalty to King Charles III. The new monarch emphasized in his speech that following in the footsteps of his mother, he would maintain and support the constitutional order.
We gather today in remembrance of the remarkable span of the Queen's dedicated service to her nations and peoples. While very young, Her late Majesty pledged herself to serve her country and her people, and to maintain the precious principles of constitutional government which lie at the heart of our nation. This vow she kept with unsurpassed devotion. She set an example of selfless duty, which, with God's help and your counsels, I am resolved faithfully to follow.
King Charles III then traveled to Edinburgh, where he and his queen wife Camilla took part in escorting the coffin containing the body of Elizabeth II from the Palace of Holyrood House to St. Giles Cathedral. The late queen was accompanied by thousands of people gathered along the procession route to pay tribute to her.
Well, I'm here just to show respect. The main thing is the Queen spent 7 decades giving her life to all us as a nation.
We've travelled up especially from Lincolnshire. We set off at midnight to get here, so it took us 4 or 5 hours to get here. So she was a great lady, so that's why we wanted to come up and show our respects.
Earlier this evening, the new British monarch met with Scottish Prime Minister Nicola Sturgeon and received condolences from the Scottish Parliament. In the United Kingdom, feverish preparations are underway for the funeral of Elizabeth II, which is scheduled to take place in a week. As reported by the Politico portal, each country will be able to be represented only by its leader and their spouse. In addition, they were asked to come to the islands by scheduled planes. The day before the funeral, foreign guests will have the opportunity to pay tribute to the late Queen in person. This week, the Queen's coffin will lie in the Westminster Palace, and people will have the opportunity to pay their respects to the Queen. Of course, there will be a funeral for the Queen on Monday, September 19th. Meanwhile, condolences continue to flow to London over the death of the Queen from all over the world. In Hong Kong, there was a long line of residents in front of the British Embassy building, waiting for an entry in the condolence book. Hong Kong was a British colony, part of our history that will not be erased. I came here to take some photos that I will be able to show to my child in the future, to tell him about the history behind Hong Kong's identity, so that he will not forget it when he grows up. Although not even a week has passed since the death of Queen Elizabeth II, the authorities of Antigua and Barbuda have announced that they will hold a referendum on the transformation of the state system from a monarchy into a republic. It would take place within 3 years. Regardless of its result, the country declares its intention to remain in the British Commonwealth of Nations.